Hi, Cancers, if you want to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. Sorry, just doing a quick smudge here. Here is your ink blot that we made earlier in June to scry, and we're going to flip it for perspective possibilities. If you want to take a screenshot, so you can scry in your own time and terms for shapes and symbols that speak. Cancers, as always, thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights, and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me. I love you. I adore you. And if you are new, my name is Steph. And welcome. We're going to scry your ink blot for shapes and symbols, add on tarot and oracle, and the spirit box here is kicking for any audio additions that may inspire. Yes, I typically have ink throughout my hands and nails. Sorry, not sorry. All right, let's get going. I'm going to take a moment here if you'd like to join me to close the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush.
It's what we want.
Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Cancers, let's go. Let's empathically explore your aura. Something in the channel of the throat. It's almost like I'm seeing, I don't know if it's like brass knuckles that are kind of being released or broken apart. Maybe there was some sort of fight that's been completed. Or there's a portion, this is what it feels like to me, a portion of the personality. I'm hearing that, is it
him?
Drunk Punch Love or something like that? Some movie, Drunk Punch Love, or I don't, maybe there was a relationship or self-talk, something along that lines where, you know, with the brass knuckles, there was a little bit of a fight or a battle, and I feel like that's breaking apart, but it feels really good in a positive way. I'm also seeing lightsabers, but they're not of the like typical Star Wars colors, which I think is like blue or red, maybe green. I don't know. They're white. They're actually coming through like divine swords, and I'm ironically hearing Archangel Michael. So maybe that's something you're working on. Can I move this? Can I move the smudge a smudge? Because we know I'm gonna knock it. Thank you. Okay. There's a being in spirit right here in the center at the crease of creation. They feel very caregivery. And I say that because it's like caregiving going almost both ways. So they might have been a parent or a grandparent, or you had to take care of a parent for a while before they passed, or you're currently taking care of a parent, or just having to do even added roles to really give a little bit more care to it. But this one in particular feels as though I've already passed, and now I'm giving back like this pink pure love. Yeah. Very protective. I'm seeing dragon-like serpents is how they're coming through. It's very, there's a reestablishing of care. Okay, now I'm seeing this as a crown. Now I'm hearing the song, Earth Angel, Earth Angel. I feel like something's happening.
Keep recording.
I feel like something's happening, Cancers, in your collective. Like the Cancer collective. It's like cosmic caregivers almost. And there's somebody in spirit helping you do that. And there's those lightsaber swords. Maybe there's something going on in the mental mind. Maybe you've been missing somebody. And I feel as though if I've been missing them, it's because I intuitively know, I have faith in a knowing that is invisible, non-logical, completely maybe liminal. And thank you, that's where that's going. And I have this faith, even while I respect and understand logic, that the reason I may be missing this person a whole lot is because they've been around me a whole lot. Does that make sense? So it's like as they come in like this caregiving mode, and then they kind of, step back almost, and observe, and they step behind you a little bit to like let you lead,
Come back.
let you lead the way. Exactly. And then I'm like, but now I miss them and I want them to come back. Now I tangibly hear, walking and talking around the earthly realm. I'm like, well, nothing has changed, but there's this energetic, intuitive knowing that I've been interacting and the caregiving has been flowing. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. So when I go to these serpent dragon things that feel very, very protective, something's closing a loop. It's a light loop. It's a light loop. How do I... Give me a second, Cancers. Okay. Somebody's looking in. It could be your higher self. It could be part of the collective. Part of the awareness of collective. It's like somebody's looking in on your infinite cycles. Maybe it's karmic cycles. Maybe it just feels infinite. There's a part of me that feels I am observing my own time. Okay, so I'm seeing one of those time sand containers, and I've cracked the top, not broke it. Like I've cracked the top so I can peer in. It's almost like I can manipulate the sands of time. Or I could like swirl it around, or maybe there's a plug or something. Again, I come into that throat, the channel up here. Something in the throat, maybe speaking something, saying to something. It does have to do with spirit. So when I say spirit, it could absolutely be your spirit currently incarnate and talking to yourself, talking to your mind, coalescing and collaborating with the multidimensional parts. And then there's very clearly as well, other rabbit hole, somebody in spirit that you know that is past and is enhancing your communication. Like you're even crowned with something. Look at that. It's like you have fire-breathing dragons that are... And when I say fire-breathing dragons, but they're like lighthouses, right? And they're like very clearly focusing on this caregiver. Sorry if I was shaking that to you. Like I feel like this is your... Like right here, like you are now it's transforming. So your spirit and all this pink ray love, right? Like this cosmic or consciousness caregiver is receiving as well. And
quickly.
But then there's also like this, now I'm seeing it like a cape. Is it a cape? I'm going to call it a cape. I don't know that it's a cape. I'm really seeing it like, imagine if you could, like a Little Red Riding Hood. And sometimes my just logical mind doesn't work here. It's not a shawl. It's not a superhero cape, but I think it's cape-ish. Cloak, maybe? Anyway.
Move it.
But it feels more royal. Feels more royal because it's fluid. It's not this heavy, dense thing. This feels light. Somebody might be getting an award for something. Somebody's also, the way I'm sensing it could be for a few of you. Like I'm heading out on the open road. Somebody could be thinking about moving. And when I say moving, I mean like changing. Well, for us here in Canada, it'd be like provinces. The provinces of Canada are fun to remember. Maybe it's states, whatever the case may be. I'm going to start adding on some tarot and oracle. So Cancers, thank you so much. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Warms my haunted heart. I do appreciate it. All right. I'm also seeing golden gorillas. Yeah, golden gorillas. This golden gorilla is part of...
I hear you.
This infinite... I say infinite, but I don't... It's like I'm seeing the Cancer's golden thread of infinite existence. no small feat to see, absolutely. But your higher self has the ability to peek in on this. Maybe it's from like an individual of the Cancer collective to the collective, like what's happening in the big, what's that
I'm eternal.
yeah, they are eternal. What's the, oh, maybe it's As the World Turns. I'm seeing a soap opera with that sands of time. Anyway, whatnot. So this gorilla is very, very large and golden. Is washing hair. You know, like if a parent was, or even, I don't know if it doesn't have to be a parent, but a parent to a child, or you're at the salon and you're getting your hair washed. That's what that feels like. Again, it's more caregiving. Somebody's parent has passed, and I'm sorry for your loss, but that's what it feels like. And I think of like these sweet moments because it's almost like it's still happening. When I was a kid, you know, maybe they would like wash your hair so it didn't get in your eyes or whatever. And now in spirit form, they're kind of doing the same thing, but almost like doing your hair, male or female, doesn't matter.
Why are you here?
To place this crown upon your head. I actually think it's already there. Maybe some of you can feel that it's already there. Okay, sorry. All right, Cancers, we have Choose Peace, Go Now, and Crystals. And again, I will thoroughly apologize for my ink nails. Should anything stand out, I'm going to read the artistry first. Okay, so, thank you. Choose Peace. This is kind of like this emblem. Like I'm seeing a picture of, again, it's like a parent or a guardian or a caregiver that is ultimately like on the wall and adored in memory of. And it's almost like in that very moment that I acknowledge that, it's not just to be adorned. It's almost something to still live by, to still feel it here and now. Because they are. That's how it feels. Crystals and Go Now. So look at all this purple and this gold, and like in relation to the ink blot. And I want to plop him right in there and plop her right in here. And then like this emblem, this picture of somebody that is just cherished. And it's like wherever you're going, now you don't have to be moving or anything like that, but even just within the self, right? The spirit, that the spirit, soul, and self, whatever you want to call it, the mind, body, and it points up. Whatever you might be moving towards peace. And it's like maybe it's a vision board you have going on. Maybe it's a nice reminder if you're trying to accomplish something. Because it's like he is pointing. Let's see if I can do that. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's like his hand is pointing up here. The crystals Epona brings in. This is that caregiver feeling. Brings in. And when I was talking about the light white saber, there it is. It's the horn of the unicorn. Horn of the unicorn. Cancer is incredible. Somebody also has a spirit animal. Give me one moment to consider what this is. Or make a word up that would feel right. This thing is big. And the closest thing I can consider is a dragon. But you know what I actually want to say is like pterodactyl. And this thing is your pet. It is of service to you, and you guys have a great relationship. I don't know what pterodactyl means from a symbolic space, but they are very much so of service to you. There's also something about it's either something about the nose or a pink elephant. I don't know. A pink elephant. I'm just going to leave that there. Netcaster preparations to come to fruition and closing the door. Take those in if you like. 2 shakes. I'm going to take a few more while I'm still kind of gazing upon this. I'm seeing My Little Pony. Did I speak of the brass knuckles that felt like an internal fight or something like that? I feel like I did, but I don't know if I'm making that up. Just in case I didn't, because I honestly can't recall. But very quickly, it's like I'm seeing brass knuckles if there was any sort of...
Heaven.
Okay, I think I did, because I think I said heaven in the beginning. Okay, just in case. The brass knuckles are kind of coming off and breaking apart. Okay, all right, easy. Let's go in here. All right, maybe comment if I didn't and you really want to know. I'll try to remember. Preparations coming to fruition, watchers transpersonal, closing the door, deep quiet meditation. Thank you. Deep quiet and meditation with the crystals. I want to take these 2 cards, deep quiet meditation and stillness, and apply them right in those like protective things. But I'm also seeing them like at the end of a really fancy house, or maybe even an old haunted house, respectfully both just the same. But nonetheless, there's those things at the end of some people's driveways that kind of like pillars, and they set the stage or they set the tone for this grandeur of coming towards you. This is what I feel like, even in general, if anyone's stepping towards the Cancer collective, you guys have these things and they're made of crystals. And when people come to you amongst the consciousness collective of Cancer and the different signs, as you're exchanging alchemy and ideas, and of course other elements of your planets and their positions, they're always bearing gifts. And the way to receive these is in that quietness. Because I feel like just like that parent or guardian, that caregiver that is in your aura, and you miss them. Like you've always missed them, but when they've been around a lot, maybe you don't miss them as much, or it doesn't feel so painful. But it's when like their energy steps back a little bit because they've been, helping and giving and doing whatever they're doing with you, caregiving in return. And it's like I'm having a really missing day of this person. And that's what it feels like on the other end.
I want one.
Hopefully that made sense. Something is completing when it comes to that brass knuckle sensation. It does feel personal, so it feels like an interrelationship, whether it is with the self or with somebody else that's expressed in maybe just like the fight or the battle. And then I'm also seeing it like it transforming from a battle. Maybe it is a separation, divorce, arguments, along that lines. But again, there's something keep telling me about like this alchemy of energies in and out and what's around. Anyway. And then when it comes home to me, it's like I sit in this quiet space or, in the bath or whatnot, and I close the door to pause. I close the door to not stop the externalizing, but to kind of take off the brass knuckles and say, this is, what do I actually want to consider and cast out for the future? So it's like I'm almost like done with the fight. I'm really reflective over my own interpersonal relations in that time thing, in that infinite loop within myself. But there's something else. I just don't want to fight. That's how it feels. Like I don't want to fight. I want to choose peace. I do. Cancers. Hopefully you are feeling that. Maybe this isn't also, if it's not resonating on the individual level, you're sensing it out in the collective of all that is. And this battle, this fight, like everyone's...
Why are you here?
Mad Max, everyone's got brass knuckles on. You're like, why can't we all just get along? Because you're also those big caregivers the nurturing sign. Getting ready to close out here. So thank you so much for joining me. We'll grab a few oracle cards if you'd like a personal and all that kind of good stuff. The link is below in the description to be my muse. Cancers, you have been amazing. We'll take one more if it's there. Done like dinner. What's on the bottom? Softly, softly, the tender touch. There's that kindness. I really do feel like the pink love or the pink ray. Dream a beautiful dream.
It's unknown.
Individually, I feel like this caregiving spirit. Oh, it just feels so nice. It feels so nice. And on a collective level, that's what you want things to feel like. That's how I sense it. But I don't know that it is, or maybe there's some of you going through something, but it's like, peace, love, and joy, punch, drunk love, whatever that is. When it comes into, again, that brass knuckly feel, defend to the end the worthwhile. And it's interesting because it's like, but I don't want to fight, but I also need to defend. And maybe in the clearing of the throat in that channel, it's like trying words every so often, clarifying words, the tonage of words, maybe watching your tone with others to get, if the message is important, if your feeling is important, adding a tone to something can actually, can take away the message being received. Adding a tone can also enhance the message to be received more positively, even if it's, maybe a hurtful conversation. Do you know what I'm saying? And then vice versa, because I feel like Cancers are on this. They're on this. And whatever you're preparing to come to fruition, and I feel like it's peace within me, peace within others. And this isn't in some flighty, like peace, love, and joy. Yes, peace, love, and joy. But this feels like I say it, I mean it, and I walk it to the best of my ability. And the brass knuckles are off, but I will defend. I will defend. It's like a warrior monk. It's a warrior monk. And with this pterodactyl flying around, that is kind of giving me vibes. Is it Scooby-Doo or Dino? I think it's Dino. It's giving me more Dino vibes. So this is how, so it is pterodactyl oriented. This thing is not only helping you, but it kind of like circles around you in the spirals of manifestation as you are working with not only the pterodactyl, that kind of, it gives you, like Hawkeye, eagle eye vibes, but pterodactyl vibes. And whatever this caregiver is, this spirit that is casting things down, the casting of the caregiving to you for whatever it is that you want to manifest. They absolutely love you. Kindness, kindness, kindness. What's that saying? You can catch more flies with honey than to poop. All right, Cancers, thank you so much for being my muse. And until next time.